The 4-4-2 is one of the most iconic, one of the oldest, and one of the most used formations in football. Let me give you guys some examples. In England, the 4-4-2 was the formation up until the early 2000s when Jose Mourinho arrived at Chelsea and changed everything. For example, Manchester United is the prime example of using a 4-4-2, winning multiple league titles, and of course, winning two Champions Leagues. And the other team is, of course, Liverpool under Bob Paisley with Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush up top. And they also had Graham Souness at the back. And another one I can mention is, of course, the legendary Brian Clough, rest in peace. He used a 4-4-2 with Nottingham Forest, won the League Cup, won two European Cups. And if you want me to go outside of England, there is, of course, Celtic under Jock Stein. He used a 4-4-2. He won 10 league titles, multiple cups, and of course, an European Cup. And if you want me to go beyond the United Kingdom, then there is AC Milan. They won a league title and multiple Champions Leagues. They actually won many Italian leagues under both Fabio Capello and, of course, the legendary Arrigo Sacchi, of course, using a 4-4-2 with the Dutch trio that is Ruud Gullit, Van Basten, and Frank Rijkaard. And another example of Italian teams I can give you is, of course, Lazio. They won, I think, the UEFA Cup or the Europa League, now that's is called, using a 4-4-2. So that's that. So, yeah. Now, what I'm going to show you is that you can actually play a 4-4-2 in FC25 if you know how to navigate the formation and how to tailor fit the 4-4-2 in the modern game. So now then, so this is Nottingham Forest. I showed the example of the 5 back and Nottingham Forest. As I said to you guys, I do the Nottingham Forest career mode for various purposes like practices and everything, so I use this template. As you can see, we're using the tactical preset to custom because, as you guys know, if you set it to different things, it won't let you do certain things. So we have put it to custom. The formation, absolutely 4-4-2 flat. We're not going with the 4-4-2 holding, none of that sort. And the build up style, I've set it to counter. Why? Because certain formations are tailor fitted to certain build up styles. If you think of a 4-3-3 holding, its build up style can be both counter attack and short passing. But the 4-4-2 is especially built to counter. And for the defensive approach, we have adopted again a 100 high line because we don't want to play low block. We want to adapt to the modern game. So that's that. And now for the player roles. For the defensive approach, I have set it to 100. It's a bit risky because my defender, especially Milenkovic there, he's slow. So you can put it to 80 or 70 maybe, but I have put it to 100. I have no problems with that. Now then, the most tricky part. In order to adapt the 4-4-2 to the modern game, you need to tweak up a few things. In the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-3-1, there is an extra midfielder. But in the 4-4-2, there is no extra midfielder. There are only two midfielders. Two strikers up top, two wingers, two fullbacks, two defenders. So it's a pretty balanced formation. But you have to have the player roles correct. If you look at a real life example, look at Unai Emery with Aston Villa. He is using the 4-4-2 to its full advantage and he's winning games. So, yeah, that's that. And now for the player roles, if you are playing two strikers up front, make sure that one of them is a poacher whose sole purpose is to score goals. And the other one, you can put it to advance forward or you can put it to a false nine. Elisha Adebayo, he is very tall, so he won't work as a false nine. If it was somebody like with a short height and a short center of gravity, then the false nine would have worked. But as he's 6'4", I have put him as an advance forward with an attack mode, attack focus. Now then, in order to implement the 4-4-2 in the modern game, you have to tweak up a few things. The older 4-4-2 that I mentioned, Liverpool, Man United, Jockstein, those legends used to play, was a left-footed left winger, a right-footed right winger, which is this one. But in the modern game, this doesn't actually translate that good. So you have to make sure that your wingers are on inside forward and on balanced. On the other side, same thing. Although Elanga is right footed, but in this career mode, he has a 5-star weak foot, so I have no problems with that one. And some things are better left as it was before. So, for the wingbacks or the fullbacks, you have to set it to wingback to push up and down the pitch so that they can overlap. Alright? And if you do have the Anthony James's gameplay mode, keep the focus on support. Highly recommended. Alright? The defense, you can pick a ball playing defender with a shot stopper. That's the old way. But I have put both Milenkovic and Guerrero on balanced. Why? Because Milenkovic especially, he is more of a stopper, not a ball playing defender. Guerrero is a ball playing defender, he has a plus plus. But I don't want him to be a ball playing defender in a 4-4-2. And on the other side of the pitch, the other fullback, you can put him as a wingback, or if you want to mix and match, you can get him as a fullback. So he stays behind. Alright? As we are pushing 100 high line, it means that your teams will not be susceptible to sudden brutal counterattacks. Alright? But let's set it to wingback. And now the most tricky part. How do you balance the midfield? So, starting with Matheus Nunes there, in the 5-back video, I put him as a deep line playmaker with a defend. But in this case, he has to be a holding midfielder on defend. He has to stay back. Alright? He has to stay back. Otherwise, there are going to be gaps opening up and you're going to concede goals. And in the case of Luke Chevalier, you have to keep him on a sweeper keeper. Because there might be a very good through pass that if you put him on a goalkeeper, he will not rush to get the ball. So you have to put him on a sweeper keeper. And Bellingham, Job, I put him as a box to box so that he could move up and down the pitch when needed. And this is the 4-4-2 modern version with the ball. So that's that. If you are very confident, you can actually do another thing. which is you can put both of your midfielders as box to box. Or you can do another combination where you can play one box to box midfielder and one with a playmaker. And it looks like this. But as you can see, that there is gaps in behind, and your two defenders are susceptible to counters. So that's that. So let's put Bellingham on box to box and let's put Matheus Nunes on holding and defend. And this advanced forward attack, yeah, he's gonna drift, he's gonna find space, and Nicholas Jackson, he's gonna support centrally. So that's that. And Hudson Odoi and Ilanga both are on inside forward so that the fullbacks could overlap. Alright? Now then. Or another one combination, what you can do is you can put one midfielder on a holding on defend and another one on a deep line playmaker and defend. So you have a more better defensive coverage. Bellingham has a deep line playmaker plus plus. So I think it's better that you put the 4-4-2 like this one. A deep line playmaker and a holding midfielder. I think this one suits the 4-4-2 with the modern variation well. Because if you look at it with the ball, it's now currently balanced. Because you have two defenders, you have four midfielders, and you have four attackers. So it's the 4-4-2 but in reverse. So you have 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2. So that's that. You can do that as well. So let's get this system going. A holding midfielder with a deep lying playmaker. All right. As we're pushing 100 high line, we need that defensive coverage. If you know what I mean. So yeah. In order to give you guys an example, just like I did in the Five at the Back video, let's play this Champions League game against Karabakh. Yeah, they're from Azerbaijan, I think. They have a striker called Juninho. They almost beat Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League. Yeah. It's not a real stadium, but we kick things off. Yeah, so that's Matheus Nunes. As you can see, Elanga is in behind already. Have a shot, my man. Okay, that's blocked. But yeah. You can tell that Karabakh is one of the most weakest opposition. But it doesn't matter actually because we're playing on Ultimate, we're playing on the Anthony James's gameplay mode, we're playing on player-based difficulty, competitor mode on, so anything can happen. And by default, in the vanilla game, in the European competitions especially, teams are very hard to defeat. So here's our fullback. As you can see, Adabayo there. He's holding up the play. Yeah, man, come on, pass it to Nunes. Have a shot, my man. Okay, blocked, heavy first touch. But yeah, as you can see, as soon as they go on the counter, you're on the back foot. You need to have that defensive coverage. So that's a good through ball, but yeah, we clear it. Yeah, so that's Hudson Odoi. That's a nice ball. Come on, must clear it. Yeah, that's Jackson, and it's a goal. So the 4-4-2, it's actually built to counter. All right. And if you have watched Man United under Sir Alex, or if you watched highlights of AC Milan with Fabio Capello and Arrigo Sacchi, you know that this is built to counter, but you can mix and match. So we intercept that ball, and already our players are on their bikes. But let's pull it back a bit. So here's Langa. Sometimes you need to be patient, just like at the 5 at the back video I did there. So yeah, sometimes you need to be patient, keep hold of the ball, find some space like this one. Here's Nunes. Can't have a shot, my man. Get blocked. Another shot. Yep, that's a goal. So as you saw, we tried to counter, but Elanga couldn't get past his man. So we kept hold of the ball. We put some short passes in, and then Matheus Nunes found some space, had a shot, had deflected the shot, and then, as you can see in the replay here, he still got the ball in a very good position and he had another shot. So straight away, we're 2-0 up. So yeah, that's a nice interception, but we lose the ball. As you can see, you need to have the defensive coverage. If you're playing an aggressive high line, you need to have defensive coverage. Remember this, guys. You have to have defensive coverage. That's why I put Job and Matheus Nunes both on defend. Okay, that's a loose ball, but we win it back. Now you can see we're trying to find some passing options. So there's Milenkovic. Aina is free there. Elanga is making a run but didn't go through. Matheus Nunes intercepts, but he does lose the ball. Yeah, Karabakh, they are a physical side, so yeah. I'm just gonna play the first half just like I always do. So yeah, we intercepted that ball. Here's Matheus Nunes alongside my man. Whoa, that's a. I think that was unnecessary, but yeah, Matheus Nunes do have a very good long shot. And as you can see, Elijah Adebayo is playing wider than Nicholas Jackson. So yeah, that's okay. We got cooked there, but yeah, you need to have the defensive coverage. Otherwise, you'll be susceptible to counter. So here's Jackson. Okay, he loses the ball. Heavy first touch, but yeah. So there's the first half, and yeah. So let me rewind and show you guys the goals. Matheus Nunes, yeah. Let's look at the first goal. All right. Let's look at the first goal on broadcast. So as you can see, it's a long ball. Goes to Adebayo, he sweats it. Then Jackson puts it in. All right. And for the second goal, it was actually a good build-up play. As you can see, that Matheus Nunes received the ball from Aina there, and then where is it? Yeah, Aina there, and then he put a shot in. It was deflected. He put another shot in, and it went in. All right. So that's that. So it's the modern version of the 442. So as a conclusion, let's get to the tactics. Tactical preset, yeah, it's custom. 442 flat, of course. The build up style, it's tailor fit to counter. And the defensive approach, it depends on the players actually. It not only does depends on the players, but it also depends on the skill set that you have. If you are good at defending, you can push 100 high line with Harry Maguire playing at the back. I know that's a very extreme example, You can actually play 100 highline with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire at the back, and even Phil Jones if you have that skill set. So make sure that your highline is tailor fitted to the players you have, and if you are good on defending or not. I'm playing on advanced defending, so that's very tough. Milenkovic, he has 53 pace, but as you saw, I intercepted a lot of passes with Milenkovic. I put a lot of tackles in. So that's that. So make sure, guys, that your defensive approach meets your skill sets and your players. And as the for the player roles, there are a variety of options. But as I found out that this one, it's an inverse 4-4-2. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2. You can see that this is a 4-4-2. This is another 4-4-2, but with the other side of the pitch. You have to have this defensive coverage. If you would have put Bellingham as a box to box, then that area underneath Bellingham would have been wide open for the other team's players to barge in. So it's better to keep him as a deep line playmaker on defend because he has a good passing range. And Matheus Nunes, on the other hand, he has a good shot, he has a good pass, and so does Bellingham. And they're both physical as well. And the defenders keep them unbalanced and defending. And by the way, if you do have a ball playing defender, we do have one, but if you want to play a ball playing defender, put the focus on defend, not build up. Because if you put your ball playing defender on a build up, it pushes him out of position. You will see that your defender, the ball playing defender, he's currently on the left hand side, but you will see that he is going on the right hand side, on the left hand side, he's pushing up, he's pushing far left, far right, that sort of stuff. And gaps will open up. You don't need that. If you want to play a ball playing defender, keep the focus on defend. But it's better that you put your defenders on balanced in the modern game. And your fullbacks, keep them as wingbacks because they have to overlap with the wingers. And one of your strikers, put them centrally as a poacher with attack. Another one, if you have a short striker like a Lautaro Martinez, who is 5'9" or 6 foot, then you can play him as a false 9. If you want to play a striker as a false 9, make sure they're low in height, not tall. Make sure they're low in height. I'm saying this again. Make sure they're low in height and has good agility. Means you can turn with your controller or with your keyboard. So that's that. But if your striker is tall like a Patrick Schick or Adebayo, then keep them as an advanced forward or a target man. But it's better to keep them as an advanced forward because they will find spaces on the wide positions. And they will play the other striker in, just like you saw in the first goal. So that's that. And both of your wingers should be on inside forward on balance. And you have to have, as I said a lot of times, defensive coverage. So that's that. And if you do have the Anthony James's gameplay mode full package, put your wingbacks on support focus. Highly recommended. Last but not least, Luke Chevalier. It's a modern game, so keep him as a sweeper keeper on balance, not build up. If you put him on build up, it's very high risk. Because as you can see from the area there, It's a lot of areas to cover. Don't put him as a build up. Keep him on balanced. Alright? So that's that. So that was the 4-4-2 in the modern game. You can actually win trophies by using the 4-4-2 and the correct profile of players and setting up the correct player roles. As I said, depending on your skill set and depending on the players you have in your hands or on your team, the defensive approach or the high line or the low line, the line height actually, it will vary. But as I am pretty good at defending, I am playing on an advanced defending, not tactical defending. I put it on 100. Although Milenkovic doesn't have that pace, Guerrero does, but he doesn't. I put a lot of tackles in, I intercepted a lot of passes because I'm good at defending. And I'm playing on ultimate, competitor mode on, player based difficulty on. So that's that. So yeah. So that's the 4-4-2 in its modern version. You can win everything with this formation. It's a lost formation. I really miss it. And yeah, it needs to come back. I think someday it will, because uh, if you see the current trends in football, the system approach or the Pep Guardiola approach, the chess match approach, it's actually collapsing. The prime example is, of course, Real Madrid. There is no system. Carlo Ancelotti doesn't have a tactic. He just puts his faith on his players and trusts them to express themselves on the pitch. Just look at a guy like Brahim Diaz. So yeah, that's that. If Brahim Diaz was playing in Man City right now, his career would have gone downhill. I can guarantee you that. Look at Phil Foden. He is fallen off a cliff. So, as I said, the 4-4-2 can be used in a modern variation. You just need to have the correct profile of players, and in FC25, depending on your skill set, you have to have the good player roles right, and you have to understand the game actually. By the game, I'm meaning football. You have to understand the game. So yeah, that's that. These videos I make, I require a lot of research time. I try out different things, and some things work, some things doesn't. But when things work, I put the video up straight away. And these kind of videos are what actually gains a lot of traction. So yeah, that's that. Like the 5 pack video I did a day ago, or 2 days or 3 days ago, I can't remember. I have a very short memory. It got a lot of attention. It might be because of the thumbnail, or might be because of something else. So that's that. So that concludes the 4-4-2 video, guys. If you like this kind of videos with forgotten formations that are not existent in football anymore, please do let me know. And by the way, my analytics, they show that 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So please subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. I'm a one-man team and I do not have a video editor. So yeah, that's that. It's always raw and uncut with my videos. Because I can't edit videos, I don't have a video editor, I'm a one-man team, I don't have a webcam as well. I am just a guy with a computer and a microphone, so that's that. So yeah. Cheers guys, I hope you like this video, and yeah, keep your family safe, keep yourself safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers and goodbye.